They told me that you guys have been studying the tabernacle. You've been talking about where God resides. Well, guess what? Now he resides right here, provided that you make room for him. So just right here, can you lift up your hands and begin to make room for your Father? Lord, I promise to make room for you, God. Oh, God, yeah. I find space for what I treasure, and I make time for what I want. I choose my priorities, and Jesus, you're my number one. So I will make room for you. I will prepare for two, so you don't feel that you can't live here. Please live in me. I'll make room for you. I'll prepare for two, so you don't feel that you can't live here. Please live in me. Yeah. Live in me, Jesus. Hey. I promise to make room for you, Jesus. Hey. Does anybody promise that we will make room for you, Jesus? So, my will, you can move that on. My way, God, you can move that on. My ego, you can move that on. Whatever it is, just move that on. Oh, my habits, just move that on. You can move it on. Oh, so I will make room for you, God. Yeah, so my habits, God, my attitude, you can move that on. Whatever it is, Jesus, if it's not like you, just you can move it over, God. Help me move it on. Hey, see, I will make room. Come on, shout it out. Say, Lord, you can move it over. You can move that over. You can move it over. You can move that over. My plans, my ambitions, you can move them over. You can move that over. My goals and my dreams, you can move it on. Oh, see, I will make room. Stay there at the 2. So, my Facebook time, you can move that on. My Instagram time, you can move that on. I know that power is coming on tonight, but oh, see, you can move it over. I will make room. Come on, one more time. Oh, my friends, Jesus, you can move that on. My family, God, you can move that on. Whatever's in your way, you can move that on. Whatever takes your place, you can move that on. Oh, I don't want it there, God. If it's in between me and you, Jesus, come on. So I will make room. Come on, I just thought that somebody would catch on and just begin to make room for God. Who cares about how I look right now? I'm making room for him right here. I'm making room for him right here. I need you to go ahead and forget about everything else and just make sure that you're making room for God right now. Oh, Jesus. Oh, Lord. 'Cause I find space for what I treasure, and I make time for what I want. I choose my priorities. And here's the best line. And Jesus, you're my number.
When I was in high school, I won't tell you which high school it was, Great New York Academy. Listen closely. My parents paid tuition for 3 children in one school. One brother, principal, came to my family and said to my family, sat down with my mother and father and said, if I were you, I would take your tuition money and I would go on a vacation with it. My 2 brothers were so bad. Man, these guys were terrible. That the principal had to tell my parents that those 2 other brothers that you have, your sons, are so terrible that I would take that tuition money and I would go on a vacation. My father came home that night and said to the 3 of us, you better make my money work because I'm not raising no fools in here. And I want you to understand that sometimes people would talk you into your pit. They would say things about you. And it's because they see your potential. But I no longer want you to live off of your potential. Potential energy don't work. Positive energy works, not potential energy. You are potentially a good husband, then you divorce. Please, let me give you an example. So I bought this thing, I rented this machine yesterday. It's because I wanted to clean the deck on my house. And when I got the what do you call it? Got the pressure, the pressure, the water pressure, come on now. I went and I began looking up YouTube to make sure I'm doing it right. Y'all know what I'm talking about. And so when I plugged it in, it wouldn't work. Couldn't understand why this thing wouldn't work, because when I left Home Depot, it worked. When I brought it to my sister-in-law's house to use it, it wouldn't work. I'm trying to show off that I can do this thing, and it wouldn't work. And she came outside, she said, looks like it's not working. Then she's on the phone with my wife. Looks like your husband's trying to make this thing work. Now I'm embarrassed. I took it back to Home Depot, and I said, this thing is not working. They plugged it in, pressed it, and guess what? It worked. So I went back to find out what's wrong with this thing, took it and said, my bad, probably the plug wasn't working. Took it, plugged it in, and it wouldn't work again. The first mistake was that I expected that when I turned it on, it would just go on. But when I YouTubed it, I found out that it needs pressure before it comes on. We had to attach the water to the mechanism so that when the machine felt the pressure from the water, then it will come on. When it began to work, I looked and said, so this can't work without pressure. It's plugged in. It's turned on. But it ain't gonna work till it got pressure. When I put the water on and I pressed the little thing there and the water blasted out, I said, look, it's working because it got pressure. Your dreams won't work without pressure. Won't work without pressure. Sometimes you need a little pressure just to make sure your dreams will come true.